Hi, welcome. In this video, I'd like to take a few minutes to discuss what is really influencing change within the relational model. Now, many trainers define change as it relates to unwanted behavior. They define it within the parameters of behavioral modification. Now, here within this system, I show very clearly how a dog's decision-making process is influenced at the relational level, and help people understand that change is really part and parcel of how dogs connect with us through nature and through the pack relationship. So this issue of strength and weakness and defining change comes through in and through the person themselves relationally. Now, in order to affect change and for change to occur at the unwanted behavior level, this is where approaching training right out of the starting gate as an intervention is critical. The majority of systems, in fact, this is the only system that I know of that approaches training relationally this way as an intervention. And I show very clearly it is a relational changing process. Whether people see that's happening or not, this system recognizes that it is happening and is very intentional with how change happens. Whereas the majority of systems approach training as a learning-based exercise. And again, I talk about why this can be so problematic as it relates to this issue of the scripting problem as it relates to response and making certain assumptions about a dog's state of mind, which oftentimes are not correct. And how you can tell they're not is because change isn't actually happening. If you look at unwanted behavior, it's not actually diminishing at all, and then the focus comes on to something wrong with the dog, and I'm showing no. It's really about how we approach training and making sure that the script is coming together properly and that meaningful influence is actually happening, and that's a key point. So here I'm going to go through some of this just to give you an overview. This will be mentioned on some other videos, but very important to start to get a sense of how change is happening, and encourage you to take notes as well as I'm going through these videos on this course. Encourage you to go back and re-watch the videos, take some notes, and start to really connect these dots together. You'll see how these dots all connect. So here, change is happening through what I define as follower moments. Okay, moments of influence. So these moments of influence take on a form of an interruption. However, there's a distinction. I make a distinction between corrective influence or a correction and relational influence. Now, when you look at how a lot of, say, systems, even balanced systems, which we'll discuss on some of these videos about why I make the distinction, there's really no such thing as a balanced system. There's a problem in approaching training beyond what it is at the intervention level, because then you're allowing this evaluation issue, this scripting problem, to enter the equation. But here within the framework of influence, this system takes influence comes online, influence is happening through the method, through the scripting, but it's not reactive as it relates to a correction, not waiting until the mind is going up into a state, into a highly elevated state to interrupt it. What we're doing is we're looking at the level of separation. We're getting in tune to the level at which the person's being objectified and getting a baseline, so to speak, so we can know when influence needs to happen. But it takes a proactive approach. That's an important point. Proactive is not reactive. Reactive is waiting, and it's not a learning-based script where you're trying to use a motivating agent such as treats, and I'm going to get into that whole issue about learning ideology, but right out of the starting gate, relational influence of scripting is coming online this way, and it's proactive. So because we're focused on relational change, okay, that's the key point. So change is coming in through the owner. It's kind of like an echo happening back and forth between the dog and owner. So it's relational influence. So you define change, again, you talk about behavior modification. Here, it's approached more in an overall way, the dog influencing the dog's overall decision-making process. So as these moments happen, you're going to see them in the scripting itself as, say, you're flexing the leash and the dog's head's turning in towards the dog owner, okay? So there you're getting the physical manifestation of the moment, okay? You're seeing it in action. So and you say, well, looking for connecting these dots so that you can start to get a sense of the script and how, relational change is happening. What you're going to see is, at first you'll see a high level of separation. The dog's mind is really pushing beyond the parameters of the script. And then as you start, defining the script, start to create these follow moments, you see the head turning in towards it. It's kind of like a line coming in and through the person. And so there, what you're going to see is, so it impacts, number one, it impacts the moment that you're in, okay? So that in the here and now, as you create, every moment you create, you see the head turning in. The level at which the dog owner is being objectified, okay, is decreasing in that moment, okay? That's kind of an important point. You'll get a sense of that. You're going to see it, okay? You're going to see the owner fade back into the picture, okay? They're fading back into the relational picture. And these moments are your investment, okay? They're your building blocks of change. So they're what, as you create these moments, as these moments all start to happen based on the interactions taking place on a daily basis, they start to influence the dog's overall decision-making process. Okay, so it influences the moment the person's in, and they're your building blocks of change. So if you look at looking at behavior modification, what's really influencing a dog's overall decision-making process, it's relationally to the scripting itself, okay, through these moments. So as these moments take hold, what starts to happen is unwanted behavior issues diminish as a result. Okay, everything branches off, okay, from how a dog interacts and relates to other people, dogs, the world, their environment. It all comes off of at the relational level, the relational beings. But everything pivots from the owner themselves. They connect to whoever they're connecting with, whoever they spend the most time with, with the owner within the home. That person will have the greatest influence on the dog, good or bad. Okay, and then we get into this whole issue of the reason why the dog is with the owner. The dog is devaluing in a possessive type of connection, or does the dog follow a script? I mean, that's something you have to define that, and the behavioral clues, because like anything, you always have behavioral clues, are the behavior issues that are happening. Okay, those are your behavioral clues that interventions required. So here again, it all connects down through. It all even connects to each other, and so when you're looking to affect change, it's all about the scripting itself. The owner, very important, as the owner is doing the scripting, even the pushing, the touch itself, okay, it's important because it moves, relationally, it moves the tachometer of the owner's mind over, so to speak, and it influences change through the owner. So, you talk about the personality type of the owner, just like really what we're working towards is, look at the 4 styles of parenting, it's promoting the authoritative parenting style, so it's moving that person into a different way of thinking. So relationally, the scripting is very important, and the building, again, when you're keying up on the moments themselves. You're going to see it manifest. You'll be able to actually see it. It's not going to be something where it's a guesswork. As you're working the script, you pay attention to the dog's reaction. You're going to see how the script comes together. So anyway, just something to really look at. You talk about this is more about what is, how is change defined through the system. It's relationally defined. Again, a very, very important point is that what I show very clearly is that training is a relational changing process, and it's not a learning-based exercise. And it's to be fully aware of that. Otherwise, you can be setting yourself up to be deceived through this scripting problem. And again, I'll talk about that more in my other videos. But anyway, this is the kind of outline of it. This is laid out in my books, my manuals as well. It goes through defining this. So anyway, thanks for watching.